Walsall continue to do their thing at the top of the table over in League 2, but they're joined in the automatic spots by Crewe and Port Vale, who of course will close in on the gap this coming week. We'll take a look at that. Much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about match number 27 or 28, something like that, over in League 2, and we'll get to that in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe. Any one-stop shop for League 2, Blackburn Rovers, World Football. We're going to all hear under one Rooski. That's right, Walsall absolutely high and dry. They've got a 15-point clearance over 4th place Wimbledon. They will be playing League 1 football next season. You can quote me right here, right now. But who will join them in the automatic spots? It is still very, very tight with 2nd and 6th. Just 3 points separates those guys. And the price for the playoffs also wide open. Anyone's guess as to who will be in those playoffs coming at you at the end of the season in May. We'll take a look at that and more in a second. If you knew where you've been, hit the subscribe. You want to stop shop here. Big shout out to the members. Big shout out to the patrons. You know what you are. Of course, what we're going to do now, though, is revisit those last round of games and, of course, kick on forward to this weekend's drama. Alrighty then, folks. Let's turn the clock back to this past week and have a look what went on. Of course, these were the results. My picks on the left. The real deal was on the right. Harrogate Town with a big 2-0 win over Cheltenham. I'm with a draw on that. Bradford City with an important a 1-0 win over Carlisle. 2-1 winners in my eyes. Gillingham did lose to Doncaster. No new manager bounce there. Of course, Doncaster right back to the thick of things in the playoffs. 1-0 winners. Notts County with a 3-0 win over Accrington. Stanley out the other way. Wimbledon did beat Tranmere 2-0 as called. Colchester with an also important win over Bromley. 1-0 win. Crewe also winning 1-0 over Morecambe. Bit of a local affair. Called it. Meanwhile, Grimsby Town and Chesterfield could only all square. Port Vale back to winning ways with a 3-2 win over Newport. Salford City losing to Fleetwood. Holloway's Swindon Town 2-0 wins over Barrow, and Walsall coming back from behind. 4-2 winners over MK Dons. The table, my friends, looks like this. Walsall absolutely flying. Crewe are in 2nd spot, and then Port Vale are in 3rd. Those guys are going up right now, but Wimbledon, Notts County, Doncaster and Salford are in the playoffs. But of course it is still wide open. Going down, Carlisle or Morecambe, or would it be Tranmere? Will it be Accrington, Stanley? Who bloody knows? Of course the race to avoid the drop is still hot to a bloody trot. I do apologise for any lateness getting the old prediction forms out there, but keep on doing your thing, pretty please. The link is on the screen right about now, and we're going to look forward to these round of games. So let's crack on with those next round of games, and we're going to jump in the deep end, coming at you this coming Friday night. That's right, we'll get to that in a minute. There are 2 games midweek, Tuesday of 21st of Jan, Fleetwood against MK Dons. We'll go with the MK Dons win on that one. And then Harrogate Town against Colchester. I'm going to go with the Colchester on that one. We're not going to predict those. Those were predicted in the past. We're now going to focus on to match day number 27 or 8, whatever it's called. I'm going to start with Friday the 24th of Jan. We go to Wales. And it's Newport County up against Swindon Town. So let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, all eyes on this on a Friday night. That's right, Newport County under Nelson Jardine. Coming at you 20 for the table, 26 points for the season. 4 defeats on the spin in all competition. Up against Ian Holloway's Swindon Town. Back to winning ways, of course, most recently 18 for the table, 28 points for the season. They have played each other 17 times since 2014. We have 7 wins, Newport County. We've got 9 wins at Swindon. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. The last 5 of these games have ended up with a home victory. Will this be the 6th on the spin? What am I talking about? I'm talking about the last time they played in Wales. 2-1 winners it was for Newport County, but they also played each other this season at Swindon, resulting in a 4-0 win for Swindon Town. Newport County, though, lost 5-goal thriller to Port Vale, most recently 3-2. Swindon back to winning ways with a win over Barrow. The odds here, 21-10 is your Newport County. We have 5-2 the draw, 6-5 is your long shots, but no, not for me. Going to go with a 1-0 win away, Swindon Town under the cameras. That's right. Let's go to Saturday's games. It is Bradford. It is Walsall. It's coming at Vale Parade. Bradford under Graham Alexander, 92% form for them right now. They are 8th for the table, 41 points for the campaign, unbeaten in at least the last 6, winning 5 of those last 6. Speaking of 5 of the last 6, same can be said for Walsall. They've won 5 of the last 6, but they do have a defeat in those last 6 games. They are top. They have 58 points compared to Bradford's 8th. 41 points. Now, they have played 32 times since 2001. 12 wins Bradford, 7 wins Walsall, 13 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at Vale Parade, it was a 3-1 win for Walsall back in September 2023. The reverse fixture this campaign, at the best, got 2-1 winners. It was for Walsall. Walsall on the back of that 4-2 thriller against MK Dons. Bradford coming out on top with a 1-0 win themselves over the weekend. Of course, the odds here, 31 to 20 is your Bradford, 7 to 4 is your Walsall, 11 to 5 is the draw. Does smell like a draw, but I think I'm leaning to hot shots Walsall 2-0 winners to take the 3 points because they just do what they do. Meanwhile, we've got a small matter of the Wimbledon derby, the Dons derby. It's coming out at the MKM Stadium. MK Dons under Scott Lindsay, 25% form for them right now. They're 12th, just one win the last 6 up against Wimbledon under Johnny Jackson. 3 wins on the spin. They are 4th, 43 points for the campaign. This one's going to be a bit of a belter, isn't it? Played the 17 times in 2012. We've got 9 wins MK and 5 wins Wimbledon. 3 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this very venue, it was a 2-0 win for Wimbledon. That was in the FA Cup this season, where they already played each other once in the league. 3-0 winners is 3-0 winners it was for Wimbledon over at the Cherry Records Stadium. They've won actually 3 on the spin. 3 on the spin, meaning they've also yet to concede a goal in those 3 games as well. So looking to make it a 4th win on the bounce for Wimbledon coming at you in this game. They're, of course, coming into on the back of that 2-0 win over Tranmere. MK Dons losing to Walsall most recently. The odds here, 7 to 5 is your MK Dons, 90 to 10 your high-flying Wimbledon. 23 to 10 is the draw. We are going with a draw here. Unfortunately, not great for the entertainment factor on that one. Meanwhile, we're going to go Barrow. They're up against Grimsby, coming at you over at Barrow. Of course, Stephen Clements' boys are all the way down to 17th right now. Winless in the last 5 up against Grimsby. And David Artell winless in the last 3. They are still in playoff talk, are Grimsby, and they have played Barrow 15 times since 2010. 3 wins Barrow, 8 wins Grimsby, 4 draws between the two sides. The last time they played, of course, at Barrow was a 3-1 win for Barrow. That was back in March 2024. The reverse fixture and Grimsby also going in favour of Barrow, who got back-to-back wins now against their opposition. Barrow, though, losing to Swindon most recently. Back-to-back games now without a goal. Back-to-back defeats as well. Grimsby drawn with Chesterfield at home most recently. The odds right here right now, Barrow are 20 to 19 on for the victory. They are favoured, 23 to 10 the draw, 90 to 10. It's actually 29 to 10 is your away win. That's Grimsby Town. Going to go with, I think Grimsby might get something, but leaning towards a victory for Barrow. It's been a long time overdue. Meanwhile, Cheltenham, they're up against Salford, of course, who are on a good bit of form, but they do come into this on the back of successive defeats. Up against Cheltenham now, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 loss to and drawn 2 over the last 6. They are 13th for the table, 31 points for the season. Up against 7th place Salford, 42% form for them right now. Of course, they did get a bit of a spanking in the FA Cup by Man City. Now, these two sides have played 6 times since 2019. 3 wins Cheltenham, 2 wins Salford. There's been 1 draw between these two sides. The last time they played over at this very venue, of course, Cheltenham in the league. It was a 2-0 win for Cheltenham back in March 2021. They've already also played each other this season twice, once at Salford in the league, 2-1 winners it was for Salford. They also played each other in round 2 of the FA Cup, also a win for Salford, who've won back-to-back against them. Salford, though, on the back of that 2-0 loss to Fleetwood. Back-to-back games now without a goal for them, conceding 10 goals in the last 2, if you don't mind me saying. Cheltenham losing to Harrogate, surprise, surprise, in that last game. Meanwhile, the odds here, 2 to 1 is your Cheltenham, 11 to 8 is your Salford, 9 to 4 is the draw here. I think Salford gets something here, 2-1 winners. Yes, they do. Let's go to Colchester United up against Morecambe. Of course, the Crowleys are creeping up the table, might I say, 15th for the table, 30 points for the campaign, 42% form for them right now, just 1 win in the last 5. Hit a bit of a bump in the road. Morecambe under Derek Adams never really got going for them at the moment, have they? 23rd on the table, 20 points for the season, 1 win in the last 4. Played each other 13 times since 2016, 2 wins Colchester, 4 wins Morecambe, 7 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at Colchester was a 3-1 win for Morecambe back in October 2023. The reverse fixture this season, 3-3 thriller over on the coast. That's right, Morecambe losing to Crewe most recently, won 2 games now without a goal. Colchester on the back of that important 1-0 win over Bromley to get back to winning ways. The odds here, 20-13 on your Colchester, 30-5. The draw, 92, your away win. Going to go Colchester, though, here. I love Morecambe, but unfortunately they'll lose this one. Colchester taking the points. Meanwhile, Crewe up against Accrington Stanley, a bit of a local affair at Grimsby Road. Crewe under Lee Bell are second in the table, 67% form for them right now, unbeaten the last 5. Accrington Stanley under John Doolan, they are 21st with 25 points for the season. Of course, they've got back-to-back defeats. Played each other 20 times since 2009, 8 wins Crewe, 9 wins Accrington, 3 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at Grimsby Road, 3-3 thriller back in December 2023. The reverse fixture this campaign, 1-0 win it was for Crewe at Accrington. Stanley, though, coming into on the back of that 3-0 loss to Notts County. Back-to-back defeats for them, back-to-back games without a goal, conceding 7 without return. Crewe make it back-to-back clean sheets as well. Just the 1 goal scored, though, in the last 2 concerning times, maybe, for the high flyers. Crewe, the odds here, 20-17 on is your Crewe. We've got 12-5 the draw, 10-3 your away win here. Crewe Crewe winning this one, though, for me. 2-1 winners, taking the points and moving the chains. Doncaster Rovers up against Harrogate Town at the Keep Moat. Doncaster under Grant McCann, 58% form for them right now. Just one defeat in the last 5. 6th in the table, 43 points for the season. Up against Harrogate Town, coming into this on the back of a win. 19th in the table, 28 points for the season. And they've played Doncaster 6 times since 2021. They've won 4 of them. There's been 1 draw and there's been 1 defeat, of course. Last time around, over at the Keep Moat, it was a 1-0 win for Harrogate, who've won 3 on the bounce against Doncaster. Yes, quite crazy. They're unbeaten in the last 5. In fact, they're unbeaten in the last 5 competitive games, of course. Doncaster, Zoom. What am I doing here? I've done a weird-ass Zoom here, guys. I don't know what I've done. Of course, Doncaster on the back of a 1-0 win over Gillingham. Harrogate with a 2-0 win over Cheltenham most recently. The odds right here, right now, we've got Doncaster 50-8 on for the victory, 10-3. The draw, 90-4 is your away win. Doncaster winning this one, despite the good bit of form for Harrogate. Meanwhile, we go to Chesterfield, against Port Vale. That's right, Chesterfield, of course, no more Dylan Markanday. Paul Cook still at the helm. They're 10th in the season right now, 35 points for the campaign. Up against Port Vale, Darren Moore, back-to-back wins for them at long last. Maybe get a bit of form right now. 3rd in the table, 44 points for the season. Played each other 29 times since 2002. 14 wins Chesterfield, 11 wins for Port Vale. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at this very venue, competitively, it was a 2-0 win for Chesterfield back in August 2017. That was in this same division. Port Vale coming out on top with a 1-0 win over Chesterfield back in September. Vale on the back of that 3-2 win over Newport County. Grimsby and Chesterfield drawing most recently. The odds right here, right now, we've got, what do we have? We have Chesterfield 21-20 for the victory, 12-5 is the draw, 5-2 is your away win. Tight this one, could be a draw, could be, yes, I'm going there, 1-1 in the end. Let's go to Fleetwood up against Carlisle, a bit of a northwest crunch clash this one over at Highbury. Of course, Fleetwood under Pete Wild these days, 50% form for them right now, 14th in the table, 30 points for the season. Up against Carlisle under Mike Williamson, it's not really got going either for Mike Williamson, just 1 win in the last 6, they are rock bottom, and they look like they could be going to non-league. 18 points for the campaign, played each other 10 times since 2013, 5 wins for Fleetwood, 3 wins to Carlisle, 2 draws, of course. It's quite spooky, actually, when you think about it. Carlisle, very, very close to League One. What did they do? Yeah, they made a playoff final or something. I don't know. Or they either got relegated last season or they were in the playoff final last season. I can't remember. Anyway, of course, Carlisle, at this last venue, they picked up a draw, 1-1 it was, back in December 2023. So it does look like they relegated last season. And now they could be... You know, don't want to say it. Anyway, Carlisle on the back of that 1-0 lost to Bradford. Back-to-back games now without a goal. Fleetwood back to winning ways with an important 2-0 win over Salford. The odds for this one, Fleetwood 20-19 on for the victory here. 13-5 is the draw, 27-10. Your away win. They can't buy a win, Carlisle. 2-1 winners. Fleetwood getting the points under Pete Wild. Notts County against Bromley. Coming at you over at Notts County. These two sides have played 9 times since 2019. 2 wins, Notts County, 3 for Bromley. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. Notts County flying high, 5th under Stuart Maynard, winning 5 of the last 6. Bromley under Andy Woodman hit a bump in the road. 11th for the table, 34 points for the season. 3 defeats on the spin. Last time around, over at this very venue, it was a 1-1 draw back in November 2022. That was in non-league. The reverse fixture at Bromley. This campaign, 4-2 win it was for Notts County back in September. Bromley on the back of that 1-0 loss to Colchester. Notts County with a 3-0 win over Accrington, Stanley to make it back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets for the host. 2017 on your Notts County, 11-4, the draw, 29-10, your away win. That's, of course, at Bromley. Not happening, though. Notts County continuing where they left off. 2-1 winners, points to the bag. And then finally, we got to Tranmere up against Gillingham. That's right, over at Prenton Park. Tranmere under Nigel Atkins, just 1 win in the last 6. They are 22nd. They are in a relegation fight, guys. They are 25 points for the season. Up against Gillingham under John Coleman. Bradley Dack's boys not really delivering as he's injured. He's just not at it. 60 for the table, 30 points for the season. 4 defeats on the spin. 18 for the table, 18 times they played, 2 since 2000, 7 wins apiece and 4 draws. Last time around at this very venue, it was a 3-1 win for Tranmere back in November 2023. They also already played each other at Gillingham back at the start of the season. 3-0 when it was for Gillingham. Tranmere on the back of that 2-0 loss to Wimbledon. Gillingham losing to Doncaster to make it back-to-back defeats. In fact, they've lost. Holy smokes, they've lost. 4 on the spin, haven't scored a goal in 4 games. Goodness gracious me. But the odds right here, right now, we're looking at Tranmere 5-4 for the victory, 20-10 is the draw, 25 is your away win. Who knows? I think I am going Gillingham here. I think, no. Just scream like that because Gillingham haven't scored for shite, and Tranmere just are shit. So, as you expect, 0-0 in the end. That's my picks, guys. Make sure you get your own picks in as well, using the link as you do. Until then, though, subscribe, smash the like. We'll be back, hopefully, in tip-top shape very, very soon. But until then, we're done.